Good morning. This is Elder Tracy Carr with Kingdom Money Wednesdays and being a Christian entrepreneur. Today, I just want to quickly talk to you about being aware, being alert, being discerning of what's going on in the world with the current events, with the news, what's going on financially, with the economy. I just want to encourage you again to be alert, be aware, and to be discerning, to know what's going on in this time and season and not to be oblivious to it. Amen. Because one thing about it is we can't receive the strategies of God, the plans of God, if we don't know what's going on. Amen. And I just want to read a list just for those who may not have been following the news, those who don't really know what's going on in the economy and how these things can potentially affect the economy and the type of the type of economic warfare that we are going through. So here's a list of what's that big beautiful bill consists of that was just passed, just in case you didn't know. Amen. So it says right here, hospital closures. It's going to affect hospital closures. It's going to be healthcare cuts. It's going to be cuts on education, Pell grants. So if you have children in school, it could potentially affect their grants if they get that. Any type of financial aid. It says just in Texas alone, 700,000 students will be affected. 700,000 students. It says 3 million people will lose SNAP benefits, and 11.8 million people will lose Medicaid. Cuts for funding for assisted living facilities. Cuts for employment for CNAs, LPNs, RNs, and medical assistants, and cuts in grants overall. Now that's a great impact. Anytime you start messing with Medicare, Medicaid, grants that people use to fund their schooling, closing hospitals, that's a huge impact on the economy. And so I just encourage you to make sure that you're staying alert, stay aware, and stay discerning. And we stay discerning by making sure that we're praying and asking God to show us and guide us and lead us. Again, we want to make sure that we're not in fear or anything like that, but we want to make sure we know the current events that's going on, so we know how to pray, we know how to strategize, we know how to plan. Amen. Because God is gonna guide us, He's gonna lead us, He's gonna take care of us, but we have to know what's going on. Ephesians 6:18 says, with all prayer and petition, pray with specific requests at all times, on every occasion, and in every season, in the Spirit. And with this in view, stay alert with all perseverance and petition, interceding in prayer for all God's people. Amen. So we want to just make sure that we're not ignoring the things that's going on in the world, and that we stay alert and aware, so we know how to pray, we know how to move, and we know how to do and receive the signs of what God is telling us to do okay? Amen. So this is Elder Tracy Carr. I encourage you to stay alert. Amen.